I think the 10-man's people are going to be like,
holy sh! Crosshair placement.
Remember how I said I run and shoot sometimes? This round is a whole example of I started running and shooting, and then I just keep on doing it.
Are you expecting a shipment of fish here or something? Like what? What are we looking at? Hey, listen. How did you get the kill? That's just wrong.
Wait,
You need to
more.
apologize for that.
No, there's more. I did it again too.
Oh, you do it again. That makes it more right.
Look right here. I'm
You
gonna
almost.
do it again.
Oh yeah, swing him. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that shooting error. Oh yeah. Movement. This is a precise gunplay game, right? Totally precise gunplay game. Thank you, Riot. Small indie company. Why are you playing it here? You were good. Everything was good up this point. You know, you had it all planned out. People are begging. Oh, get him! Yeah, nice job.
Look at
Oh, was that movement? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, that's fitting, isn't it? Oh yeah, look at that. Oh wow. Oh, what a frag. All skill there. Yeah. Oh, wow. Man, right? What do you? If you were to give yourself a quality check on your aim and your shooting right now, where do you think you are in your rank right now? What rank would you give yourself?
I don't know. My crosshair was like in Narnia.
Give yourself an honest rank.
And then it was at his feet at the next minute.
If we were to play guess the rank right now, what would chat say you are?
Iron.
Iron?
I don't know what's the lowest rank.
You sure it's not plastic?
I don't know. I'm sure. I'm telling you, I was so stressed out.
Yeah.
And it hadn't even started yet.
100% you're stressed out, okay? Because you're telling yourselves lies. You're telling yourself lies at the beginning of the game. You're already shooting yourself in the foot. Look, you know, we just watched you do all this work in the range, all this work in deathmatch, all that stuff, and it all gets thrown out the window once you start feeling this way, once you start telling yourself this stuff. The things that I want you to pay really close attention to, and unfortunately chat can't really see it, is look at the movement that you do and how much lack of movement you actually have in a lot of these fights that you're taking right here. I'm going to take my camera away so you guys can see. There is an interface right here. When you're coming around corners, you notice how many times you're pressing your WASD, like you're together, your W and A or your WD. So you're doing these angle moves. Now, when you're not taking a fight, it's fine to do that, but once you're going into an engagement, we need to make sure that we're limiting that much. So like that, for example, that was the total W and A movement. Whereas what you want to be doing is moving in L shapes. It's kind of like a horse on a chessboard or a knight on a chessboard. You ever played chess before?
Yes.
Just like the knight on a chessboard, if you want to peek this guy's right here, move slightly forward and then move to the left. Now, the other thing that I've noticed in your movement as well is that you're not moving enough. You actually want to be actively moving. And if you are moving within a 2-step distance on any single range, you're doing something called a shadow step. You ever heard of shadow stepping before?
No.
Okay, so shadow stepping is basically you not giving off any sound, right? So if you ever had those moments where you like walked around a corner, those are actually not necessary in this game. You don't have to walk around the corner to be able to get complete silence on your movement. You can be moving in 2 directions or 2 steps in any direction and you'll have that silence. The other benefit of this is that there is a movement momentum speed in this game. So as you're moving forward or backward, left or right, you eventually start picking up speed a little bit more. When you pick up speed and you get to maximum speed, it takes a little bit longer for you to fully stand still. So the goal here is that we want to get you better at the shadow stepping because the shorter movement of the distance makes it faster for you to be able to recover and shoot accurately. What I recommend you do, go into a practice range, set up a sage wall and have your bots set up to practice so they're all over the place. And from here, what you're going to do is you're going to slowly peek in and out with just 2 steps from your sage wall and shoot the guy in the head, right? So you're literally moving just small distance, keeping the momentum very, very small so that you're not doing these big wide strafes and you're not standing still. Because a lot of the times when I'm seeing you take gunfights, you'll do a burst of like 3. And if you miss that, you'll stand still like an icicle and you'll just keep shooting again. Whereas you should be actively moving between bursts and taps. And knowing that that little tap or that change in direction will keep your accuracy super, super high. Before you show me that, I just want to show you the example. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So you stand still, you shoot, and you stand still and keep shooting there. Whereas we want you actively moving. Now this example right here is an isolated example because he's not looking at you, so it's totally fine to stand still, but I've seen it already a couple times. I don't mind how slow you are, but I want to see the speed being picked up and being tighter on the peaks. Okay, so what you can start doing is going for the furthest right bot and then move across. Right, so you're peeking in and out from the one side and just like keep breaking the bots all the way across. Because if you peek out wide and go for the inside one, you're actually exposing yourself to a million angles, which is not building into a good habit. Let's start from the right and then move across and kill all of them. Okay?
Okay.
And tighter movement. So literally get to the point where you're constantly changing directions, and once you've changed directions between these two steps, see how you're doing multiple steps right now? You're doing like 3 or 4 steps. The steps that you need to have is like 1 to 2 steps. That's it. Okay, so we need to get a little bit tighter to the wall here and do like 1 to 2 steps. There we go. And zoom in. And still be able to include the aim involved with it. So see, this is what I want to see. See how fast this is?
Yes.
Do you see how small the steps are? Right? It's like 1 to 2 steps. Okay. So if we go back to what you were doing there, you can see how much more slower that was behind that wall, right? And you're doing this with big, wide steps away from the wall.
Yeah. So I'm really glad I showed you because practicing a drill correct is really important.
Correct. Yeah. It's good that you showed me this. It's good that you showed me this because we're not shadow stepping here, right? We are full strafing.
Yes.
And the way that you know that you're full strafing too is just listen to the gameplay. You can hear the steps. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Boom. See how you're making that sound effect? Right? Now if we go back to what I was doing here, where was it? One more. Here we go. Listen to my steps here. See if you can listen to them. Being able to escape a fight if things do not go well, which is another positioning fundamental. So by doing this, we can now upgrade to the next step, which is again playing through that wall again. What I like to do here is there's 2 different drills. One is understanding how to pre-fire and move. So if we're talking about the shadow stepping, we want to be able to get down that accuracy of being able to stop and shoot and still be able to include the aim involved with it. So basically, you're going to be switching your direction keys as you want to go back into the wall while maintaining that aim and maintaining. Because the steps are so tight, every time you change direction, your accuracy is 100%. Okay? But as soon as you go into that 3rd step, your accuracy or inaccuracy increases. So now you're going to start seeing a small little blue line in your shooting error. That's how you know you've taken too many steps.